Welcome to the Woody Anderson Ford High School Football Scoreboard Show. Powered by Lake Guntersville Ace Hardware. Call into the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline now, 256-576-4977. That's 256-576-4977. Now, here's your host, Scott Theisen.
Good evening and welcome in to another edition of the Woody Anderson Ford High School Football Scoreboard Show, powered by Lake Guntersville Ace Hardware. What a night it was around North Alabama. It was a great night last night for high school football. The action got started last night, but tonight, plenty, and I mean plenty of games to keep our eye on. Now, tonight is the night where several teams position themselves for either one of those 1 seeds or 2 seeds. Remember, the 1 and 2 seeds get to be at home for round 1 of the high school football playoffs. Tonight, several teams took huge, ginormous steps into getting closer to those spots. We start with Class 7A Region 4. Big ball games there. There were 4 ball games in Class 7A Region 4, every one of them big. Last night, Florence at home taking on Grissom. You had Florence, Sparkman, and Austin all starting the week atop the Class 7A Region 4 standings. Florence was 3-1. Austin 3-1. Sparkman 3-1. Well, Florence did their part last night. They knocked off Grissom 43-0. So they moved to 4-1 in region play, stay atop the region standings. Austin taking on Bob Jones tonight. Right now, Austin in control of this one late in the fourth quarter. It appears, barring a miraculous comeback, that the Black Bears will move to 4-1 in region play. As soon as this one goes final, we will let you know over in the River City. So that leaves the Sparkman Senators. For the second straight week, they were playing inside Madison City School Stadium. Last week, they had to mount a fourth quarter comeback to get the win over Bob Jones. This week, James Clemens jumps out to a quick 17-0 lead. Sparkman rallies. This one would be a 17-14 game at the half. Whew, this one was a close ball game. James Clemens, though, tonight able to hold on. They get the 31-24 win over Sparkman tonight. So now you're up-to-date Class 7A Region 4 standings. If Austin holds on, will look like this. Florence and Austin will both be 4-1 in region play. Sparkman, Huntsville, and James Clemens all 3-2. Bob Jones, if the score holds, will fall to 2-3, followed by Albertville and Grissom. So if the playoffs started tonight, but the good news is we're not starting tonight. There's still plenty of football left to be played in Class 7A Region 4. But at the end of the night, Florence, Austin, Sparkman, and James Clemens would be your 4 teams in the playoffs. A lot of football left to be played. A lot of football. You look at who has who down the stretch. Huntsville still has Florence and Bob Jones still on the schedule. As far as the Florence Falcons go, who is 4-1. Florence has Huntsville and Sparkman. Sparkman Senators after tonight, they have Grissom and Florence. And if you look at the Austin Black Bears, what's left for them? James Clemens and Grissom. So this is going to come down to the final week, it looks like, as we decide who's going to get that 1, 2, 3, and 4 seeds in Class 7A Region 4. All right, so those are your 7A scores. Let's visit some 6A scores.
Class 6A scores.
All right, we go Class 6A Region 8. Hazel Green and Lee, they met last night. Hazel Green 48-15 winners over Lee. Fort Payne and Gadsden City. This was a monster game in Class 6A. Fort Payne, Gadsden City, both teams coming into the night undefeated in region play. Fort Payne 3-0, Gadsden City 3-0. If you look at this one, they have met 7 times. 7 times, Gadsden City and Fort Payne. Gadsden City has won 6 of the 7 matchups all time. The only win for Fort Payne in the series came last season. Make it back-to-back wins for Fort Payne. They get it done tonight, 30-17 on the road over Gadsden City. So Fort Payne vaults to the top spot in Class 6A Region 8. Gadsden City now 3-1. And in a game you just turned on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone, Buckhorn over Southside, 21-15. We'll fill you in on the rest of the 6A Region 8 standings. But in Class 6A Region 7 tonight, Hartselle on the road taking on Athens. And the Hartselle defense, 78th meeting all-time between the two. Hartselle's won 18 of the last 20 games. Athens won back-to-back games in 19 and 20. Before that, their last win, 2006. Hartselle entered the night, 6th best scoring defense in the state, allowing just 5 points a game. 2nd best scoring offense in Class 6A. Hartselle gets it done on the road tonight. 28-14. Those 14 points that Athens scores, the most Hartselle has given up in a game all season. But nonetheless, Hartselle gets a win tonight. They move to 4-0 in region play. We're going to get to the other 6A Region 7 scores here in just a second. But we want to get out to the phone lines. Want to welcome our first coach of the night in, and that is Hartselle head coach Bert Newton. Coach, congratulations on a big road win tonight.
Appreciate it, man. We came to Athens, a really tough place to play, and our kids played really well, and especially in the second half. We've been kind of a third quarter team. Seems like when we come out of half, we come out a little bit stronger, play a little bit faster. So it was a good night for the Hartselle Tigers.
Yeah, you get off to an early start. You grab an early lead. Athens comes right back, ties it up at 7. You knew you were going to be in for a tussle. Cody Gross's teams, they're physical, they're well coached. But what was that difference after they came back and scored, tied it at 7? The defense was the biggest difference?
Yeah, I mean, the defense started tackling a little bit. You know, we didn't get off block and tackle on that first drive, and so they scored, and they had the best skill guys we'd seen by far this year. And so, I think we had to adjust the speed of it a little bit, but we settled down there in the second half and had some big stops and had a big onside kick where we stayed off field and we stole a series there. But that was, to me, the onside kick, the surprise onside kick was the turning point in the game because we scored twice in a row off that and had a big time momentum. We got a big stop after that from our defense.
Yeah, talk about your quarterback, Carter Lee. What kind of performance did he have tonight?
Carter was great. He threw the ball pretty accurately. He did have his first pick of the year, which we don't like, but when he did, it was about a 45-yard pass. It ended up being like a punt, so it wasn't the end of the world. But we really did a great job running the football, though. Jaheim Pruitt and Jaden Morris had a big night running it. Carter ran it well as well.
Well, obviously, the win tonight keeps you unbeaten in region play. Another tough one. This one was on the road at Athens. Now you got to regroup because next week it's back on the road for another tough one against a good Jasper ball club. Yeah,
I've watched Jasper a little bit on film because we followed them some. That they're really explosive on offense. They were really good last year, and they got almost everybody back. So quarterback's explosive, and they got a really explosive running back as well. and they got a really good offensive line. They were one of the better ones we saw last year.
Well, Coach, congratulations on the win tonight. Congratulations for your offense. Congratulations on the defense. Another outstanding performance. I know they give up 14 tonight, but that's not bad considering Athens has a lot of explosiveness on that offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, they sure do. I was really proud of our kids and the way they battled. And so, but yeah, getting ready for Jasper next week, that's where the focus is going to be. And, if we can win that one and win the next one, we guarantee ourselves to be region champion. And that's what our goal is.
Well, you're almost there, Coach. Congratulations on the win tonight, and safe travels back and safe travels next week, and best of luck against Jasper.
I appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
All right, Bert Newton, head coach of the Hartselle Tigers. They were winners tonight on the road at Athens, 28-14. And the other big game in Class 6A Region 7 tonight, Jasper taking on Muscle Shoals. And folks, this one was a heck of a ball game. Trojans' third best scoring defense in the state, tops in 6A. They were only allowing 3.2 points per contest coming into the ball game. Jasper, your fourth best scoring offense in Class 6A, they were averaging over 40.8 points a contest. Now, Muscle Shoals can score the ball as well. Let's not kid ourselves. They are the fifth best scoring offense, 40.5 points per contest in this one. And it would be Jasper. Jasper would get off. They would start the scoring first in this one. They would connect for a 35-yard field goal. Muscle Shoals would answer. Cade Clemens would connect with Jashad Samples for a 63-yard touchdown. That would make it 7-3 Muscle Shoals. Jasper would answer right back still in the first quarter. They would grab a 9-7 lead. In fact, Jasper would lead 15-14 at the break, but Muscle Shoals, folks, they dig down deep. Muscle Shoals comes away your victors tonight, 34-15. So it's the Trojans shutting out the Vikings in the second half to get the win. That means Muscle Shoals now 5-0 in region play. Hartselle 4-0 in region play. Jasper 3-1. And again, Hartselle has to go to Jasper next week. Athens 1-3. Decatur 1-3. Columbia 0-4, still in search of that first win. They were taking on Coleman tonight. Coleman was up big in this one. So you'd imagine, barring a comeback, Columbia will still be searching for that first region win, their first win in nearly 98 ball games. All right, let's get in. Let's see what time we got. Yes, let's see if we can get in some 5A scores.
Class 5A scores.
All right, Class 5A Region 8 last week, the Scottsboro Wildcats were caught maybe looking ahead, but you got to give the Brewer Patriots a lot of credit. Brewer comes back last week and stuns the Scottsboro Wildcats. So this week, Scottsboro, they were at home entertaining the fifth-ranked team in Class 5A, Guntersville. And you look at the 5A Region 8 standings, Guntersville started the night. They were the only team unbeaten in Class 5A Region 8. Then you had Arab at 3-1. Scottsboro was 3-1. Boaz started the night 2-1. Brewer 1-2. Douglas and Sardis still looking for those first region wins. Scottsboro at home tonight. Do they ever look impressive? Scottsboro takes it tonight 31-13 over Guntersville. That now creates a log jam atop the Class 5A Region 8 standings. Guntersville, Arab, and Scottsboro all with just one loss. Guntersville 3-1, Arab 3-1, Scottsboro 4-1. We'll get you Douglas, Sardis, Boaz, and Brewer here in just a minute, because remember, if Boaz gets that win tonight, they were leading a close one late. Let's see if we can head to the scoreboard desk and get you a final on the Boaz Brewer game. Boaz was up 23-19 last score that we had. We'll get you another one here in just a minute. Class 5A Region 7. Fairview and Priceville meeting tonight. Fairview's awfully good. They came in tonight, fourth-ranked team in Class 5A. They were 4-0 in Class 5A Region 7. Priceville has to be one of the biggest surprises of the year. They were looking good. They came in 3-0 to start the night in region play. But, folks, Fairview just awfully tough, and they are impressive. They get the win tonight. Does Fairview. Bulldogs hosting fourth-ranked Fairview. Now, that's a 5A Region 7 game. Both teams unbeaten in region play. Fairview's Jake Harper, though, he started the night on a 22-yard run. That would give him a 7-0 lead. Aggies would lead 14-0 before Priceville would get on the board. Landon Byer, a 36-yard field goal, would get the Bulldogs on the board. Fairview would lead this one 14-3 at the break. Fairview does go on to get a 28-9 win there over the Bulldogs. All right, we're going to put four quarters on the board. We're going to run it all down for you coming up next. We've got a lot more to get to on the Woody Anderson Ford High School Football Scoreboard Show, powered by our very good friends over at Lake Guntersville Ace Hardware.
WZZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. Alabama! Your home of the Crimson Tide Sports Network.
From Studio Q in Las Vegas, Nevada, this is Game Night with Q Myers on ESPN Radio.
Here we go.
5.7 remaining. Stokes gets it in. That will do it. That's three of a kind.
97.7 ESPN The Zone. Welcome to the Woody Anderson Ford High School Football Scoreboard Show, powered by Lake Guntersville Ace Hardware. Call into the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline now, 256-576-4977. That's 256-576-4977. Now, here's your host, Scott Theisen.
Welcome back into the Woody Anderson Ford High School Football Scoreboard Show. Scott Theisen here in our Scoreboard studios. Of course, we are powered by Lake Guntersville Ace Hardware. And what a night it was. We told you we were keeping an eye on several games that were about ready to go final. One of those, Boaz and Sardis. Boaz scores with 2 minutes left to go up 23-19. Brewer got it in the red zone, and on a fourth down play, the ball tipped, falls incomplete. Boaz holds on tonight on the road. Your final there, 23-19. Told you we were keeping an eye on that one, and indeed we were. Welcome back into the show. Folks, we have got scores going on. We've got scores hitting finals. We've got scores, partial scores still. Let's run down some more of what we had. We were in 5A before we went to the break. Let's go to Class 4A.
Class 4A scores.
All right, let's run down some more of these scores in Class 4A. Plainview, North Jackson, monster game in Plainview for the region standings. Plainview came into the night unbeaten in Class 4A Region 8. Plainview leaves the night unbeaten in Class 4A Region 8. They get by North Jackson 35-24. It's back-to-back region losses for North Jackson. JP2 on the road tonight, taking on DAR. JP2 head coach Kevin Crehan and company. They look impressive. They get it done 44-13. Madison County shuts out Westminster Christian Academy 27-0. That one being played on a Thursday night. And Madison Academy on Thursday night tops New Hope 33-10. So Madison Academy and Plainview both sitting at 5-0 in region play. They are on a collision course to decide the region title. Class 4A Region 7, a non-region game, Russellville over Hatton 35-26. Class 4A Region 6, Aniana over White Plains 36-21. Anniston over Etowah 48-7. Cherokee County over Hoax Bluff 24-10. And then in Class 4A Region 5, Hamilton over Good Hope 28-21. Fultondale 5 better than Haleyville 26-21. Let's get you what we have in Class 3A.
Class 3A scores.
All right, Geraldine, the Bulldogs, oh boy, they are impressive this season. They come in ranked number 6 in Class 3A. No problems tonight with them at home, taking on Brindley Mountain 63-0. Your final there. Whitesburg Christian Academy having their hands full with 4th-ranked Fife tonight. Fife 62-21 winners there. It was... Let's stay there. Sylvania, Collinsville, we'll get you that final here in just a second. Class 3A Region 7, Mars Hill Bible, your top-ranked team in Class 3A. They got 17 first-place votes this week. Gordo Pot, the only other first-place vote. Mars Hill Bible, no problems tonight over Elkmont, 56-6. Other 3A scores we have, Class 3A Region 5, Gordo over Vinemont, 13-7. We do have a bunch of 2A scores that have come in.
Class 2A scores.
All right, Class 2A Region 7, North Sand Mountain checks in at number 8 in this week's Class 2A poll. Their winners tonight, 57-7 over Section. And Pisgah, who checks in at number 6 in the Class 2A polls. Their winners tonight, 38-13. We've got to break that one down because North Sand Mountain gets a win tonight. They're 4-0 in region play. Pisgah, 4-0 in region play. They, too, are on a collision course to decide that region championship. We have got a lot of scores that keep on coming in. And we have got a lot of finals that have just gone final. Class 7A Region 4, Austin, a 31-7 winner tonight over Bob Jones. So as we remember, we said we expected Bob Jones or Austin to hold on to that ball game, and they do indeed. So at the end of the night, Austin and Florence now tied atop the Class 7A Region 4 standings. 256-576-4977. If you've been out to a game tonight, feel free to give us a call on our Scoreboard Show hotline. As we continue to break it all down, we'll break it all down for you. We've got all kinds of scores still coming in to the scores desk. All right, let's get out to the Scoreboard Show hotline. We mentioned Class 7A Region 4 right out of the gates. We mentioned the big one over Madison City School Stadium. The James Clemens Jets, boy, they needed this ball game in a big way. And indeed, they get it done at home tonight. Their head coach, Juan Johnson, kind enough to join us on the Scoreboard Show hotline. Coach, congratulations, a 31-24 win tonight, a big region win for your ball club.
Hey, it was an outstanding win. Our kids played hard. Our backs up against the wall. We knew enough to keep control of our own destiny going to the playoffs. We needed to win the game, and our kids were able to get that done. We made one more play.
Well, you got off to a fantastic start tonight. You could not have asked for a better start, getting off to a 17-0 lead early in this one. What was working well early for your ball club?
I mean, we feel like we can run the football. It's one of our identities. If you know anything about my background, I love to run the football. My kids are kind of 7 games in. My young kids are kind of grown up, and we've taken on that identity, and we feel like we can run the football. We were able to do that tonight and do it at a very effective rate.
And you had to know a Sparkman club led by head coach Ronnie Watson, they are going to be physical. They were going to mount a comeback. They did. They scored 14 unanswered. They cut it to 17-14 at the break. And you mentioned you guys were able to make just one more play. What was the difference in the second half?
I mean, really, it's just our ability to run the ball. I mean, they're getting and take the ball about 65 off the left there where they are, I mean, they're hanging on there. And he was able to kind of carry us right there along with our O-line. Again, we start 4 sophomores on the O-line, probably the youngest O-line in 7A football throughout the state. So hats off to that group, Coach Regan, Coach Midwood, our offensive coordinator, again, Coach Gideon was able to hold an offense that's been averaging over 30 points a game in 24. So we feel really good about our plan that we were able to execute.
You mentioned your team still controls their own fate as far as the playoffs go. You're now 3-2 in region play, and you look to next week, and you got to go on the road, but it is a big one. And if you needed any kind of momentum, tonight was the night to get it because next week you travel to take on a very talented Austin squad.
Austin's been outstanding. I tell people all the time, I said one of the things I actually looked at in the region was Austin. They played Enterprise last year in the first round. Of course, I played Enterprise in the second round there at Baker. So they've had some high-level success. They've done some things really well. They've been back-to-back region champions. Their coach does a tremendous job of getting them ready to play. We're looking forward to the challenge.
All right, Coach. Well, who kind of shined for you real fast tonight on both sides of the ball?
I mean, you got to go hats off to MJ Gideon. I think he probably rushed for over 150 yards. Then defensively, I think we had a swarm of guys that were able to get to the ball. Eric Young did a tremendous job. Jock Dennis, Mason Rhodes had a big pick there at the end of the game, which I would have loved for him to stay in the end zone, but he brought it out to the 5. Then we could have delayed the game, and the ball's on the 2-yard line. And again, if you know anything about me, I'm going to hand the ball to my best player when the game's on line, and then they did an outstanding job of banging it out and us ultimately getting the first down and getting to the best formation in football, which is victory formation.
Well, Coach, congratulations. Juan Johnson, head coach of the James Clemens Jets, kind enough to join us on the Scoreboard Show hotline. Coach, congratulations on the win tonight. Best of luck next week on the road as you take on the Austin Black Bears in what will be another big game for your ball club in the region.
It'll be an outstanding matchup. Again, they do an outstanding job, but thank you and good Jets.
All right, there you go. Juan Johnson, head coach of the James Clemens Jets, kind enough to join us. His Jets victorious tonight, and they moved to 3-2 in region play. All right, right before we went to break, we mentioned the big score in Class 5A Region 8, Scottsboro. Okay. Scottsboro gets a big win tonight, 31-13 over Guntersville. The Wildcats came in tonight ranked number 5 in Class 5A. Scottsboro, we mentioned how tough of a loss it was last week to Brewer. This week, though, they get it done. They get it done at home. And their head coach, Tyler Van, kind enough to join us here on a Friday night. And Coach, wow, congratulations on this one tonight.
Yeah, man, you're talking about a complete 180, which, told the guys last week, like, there's a reason for going through adversity. And you don't realize how good of a leader you can be talking about kids until you get punched in the mouth, punched in the teeth. And we wasn't ready to play last week. We wasn't locked in, didn't execute very well, and that's my fault. That's what I told them. I got to do a better job getting them ready. And I thought this week they played with a chip on the shoulder, and I was really proud of them. I'm super proud for our guys and how hard they played in the game against a really well-coached, good football team, and was able to kind of turn the script. And I think it's big for our program and guys to be able to learn from those mistakes. But like I told them last week, that's what I love about sports. Adversity hits in life. Bad things are going to happen to you when you have a family or whatever you're going to go through in your life. Like you still got to get up, go to work, go to war the next day. So I was proud of the response.
Yeah, did it start in practice this week?
Yeah, I think so. Monday though, I think even coaches and players are kind of still feeling the sting from the game, and I don't think you ever let that sting go. But I thought Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, energy was there and the execution was there, and you could tell they were locked in and really wanting to change what was going on. And we had some internal issues with the team that I thought got fixed on Sunday and stuff that. I really can't speak on, but I thought helped as well. Guys being honest with each other. They had a players meeting and really got down to the problems, and that always helps too. But I really saw a difference in our team this week playing for each other, talking about Modita and being about each other, not being selfish and being selfless. And I saw that a lot tonight and then throughout the week.
Well, Coach, who kind of had nice games for you tonight?
And Jacoby Edmondson at running back, I know he rushed for 4 touchdowns. I don't have his carries and yards in front of me yet. I'm waiting on our radio guy to send it to me, but I know he had a really, really good night. Tight ends and 20 Cooper Harding, Darren Miles, and then Trayvon Phillips, Storm Blankenship, Tegan Harris, Asher Gillian, and I got to name all the big guys. And then 54, Aiden Ashburn. Like all those guys made way for him today and created some small creases, sometimes big creases. He found them. And, man, I'm super proud of those guys and how they blocked in the game. And then on the other side of the ball, we tackled pretty well tonight. Could have tackled a little better, but I thought we did a good job mixing looks. Coach Little did, our defensive coordinator. And then, man, Connor Vaden, he don't get talked about enough. I know he went over 10 interceptions for the year tonight. I think he got to 11. And he's had a tremendous season. He's played really well for us. He had the toughest task tonight on the Lawler kid for them that's committed to Cincinnati, and Mississippi State was in the house tonight looking at him. So he had a tall task, and man, he answered the bell and had a really good night tonight.
Well, just let everybody know just how big of a win this was tonight for Scottsboro. You have one more region game left next week on the road at Arab. You win that ball game, you're at home for the playoffs, and you'd be a region champion. I mean, that just tells you how big of a ball game tonight was. This Class 5A Region 8, year in and year out, tough as nails, but you have a shot to be at home for the playoffs with a win next week.
Yeah, and that's really what we laid our hat on last week. Yeah, it didn't change our goals. It didn't diminish anything. It just really hurt our feelings, and let it hurt. But we still have everything in front of us. We win the next 2. We're region champs. We got to knock off 1 tonight, but we still have 1 more to go next week. Coach Rout and Arab staff does a really good job, so we're going to have to prepare well this week to have an opportunity to do that at their place.
All right, Tyler Van, head coach, Scottsboro Wildcats, kind enough to join us tonight. His Wildcats winners tonight, 31-13 over Guntersville. Coach, congratulations on the win. Enjoy this one. Best of luck next week on the road at Arab.
Hey, thank you, man, and thank you for what you do for athletics and promoting our high school guys, man. Go Wildcats.
Thank you, Coach. Yeah, Scottsboro winners tonight. So next week it does come down to that. Guntersville 3-1, Arab 3-1, Scottsboro 4-1 in region play. Scottsboro gets a win next week. It'd be region champs, and they would for sure be at home in the first round of the playoffs. If they get tripped up by Arab, and they're going to need a little help along the way if they want to be at home, but they still control their own path to playing at home in round 1 of the high school football playoffs. All right, it is 10-16. Let's get a break here. When we come back, we'll kick off the second quarter of the Woody Anderson Ford High School Football Scoreboard Show, powered by Lake Guntersville Ace Hardware.
Log on today, 977ESPN.com.
Just in time for early fall adventures, what could be better than 0 down on a new Ford? That sounds good to me. Hey folks, Bobby White back again for Woody Anderson Ford. It's football and camping season, and we've got a brand new Ford to take you there. Choose a 2025 STX Crew Cab with a 2.7-liter EcoBoost for just $499 a month. a new F-150 for less than $500 a month. Or choose its electric brother, the F-150 Lightning, just $399 a month. Woody Anderson Ford also has 25 Broncos, Explorers for $499 a month, and Bronco Sport and Escape for only $399 a month. And remember, these leases are zero down and they come with 2 years of complimentary maintenance. These are 36-month leases with zero down, just your first payment due at signing, zero security deposit, just tax, tag, and title fees, and your good credit. Offer ends October 31st. Now's the time for a Woody Anderson Ford. I'm Bobby White, and we hope to see you soon.
Lake Guntersville Ace Hardware is your locally owned and operated hardware store. We're not just about numbers, we're about helping neighbors, because our Ace Hardware store is part of your community. We're committed to being the helpful place by offering our customers personal service, quality products, and a convenient shopping experience. As the helpful hardware folks in your neighborhood, we promise that helping you is the most important thing we have to do today. Stop by and visit Lake Guntersville Ace Hardware today, 1536 Blunt Avenue in Guntersville.
The AVCA Beach Volleyball Pairs National Championships are back in Huntsville this November. 64 of the nation's top pairs in collegiate beach volleyball are hitting the sand in a weekend packed with big serves, wild rallies, and high-flying action. It's fast, it's fun, and best of all, it's free. You don't want to miss the excitement live, so grab your sunglasses, rally your crew, and join us at John Hunt Park Sand Volleyball Courts from November 7th to the 9th.
Are you tired of chasing a roofing contractor to show up on time or even show up at all? I'm Sam Fleming with Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Our motto at Fleming Roofing is we show up. Our goal at Fleming Roofing is to provide the reliable customer service that you deserve, and we have the resources to meet all of your roofing needs: residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. We are manufacturer certified for roof coatings, single-ply membranes, and asphalt shingles. Whenever you need a roofing professional you can count on, call Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We are committed to finding the solution that meets your needs. We don't have quotas or heavy-handed sales tactics. Fleming Roofing, we have expert experience. We show up. Free estimates, residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. Check us out at FlemingHSV.com. FlemingHSV.com. When you need a quick response, it's Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
Specializing in simple and affordable rentals, McCurry Van and Car Rental can make sure you have just the right vehicle for your next family vacation, weekend getaway, or if you just need transportation while your vehicle is being repaired. McCurry carries Ford Transit vans and Mercedes Sprinter vans, trucks and work vans, and more. And they offer discounted rental rates for long-term rentals. Now with 4 locations: Athens, Muscle Shoals, Coleman, and Huntsville. Log on McCurryRentals.com to make your reservation now. That's McCurryRentals.com.
This is Bob Gotze, head coach of the Madison Academy Mustangs, and you're listening to the North Alabama High School Football Scoreboard Show on 97 ESPN The Zone. Now back to the scores.
Over New Hope. Folks, we have got a lot of scores that keep coming on in. We still have a few games that are going on right now, just about ready to go final. A lot of high scoring, high flying games out there under the lights here tonight across North Alabama. But let's just see if we can run it all down. Let's see if we can go 7-1 here real fast. Class 7A.
Class 7A scores.
All right, James Clemens over Sparkman, 31-24. Florence shuts out Grissom, 43-0. Austin over Bob Jones, 31-7. Huntsville gets a win over Albertville, 34-0. Let's go Class 6A.
Class 6A scores.
Hazel Green over Lee, 48-15. Fort Payne over Gadsden City, 30-17. Buckhorn over Southside, 21-15. Class 6A Region 7, Muscle Shoals over Jasper, 34-15. Coleman over Columbia, 39-0. Hartselle over Athens, 28-14. And May Jemison over Decatur 12-7. That one a non-region game. Let's go Class 5A.
Class 5A scores.
And Class 5A Region 8, Scottsboro gets the best of 5th-ranked Guntersville, 31-13. You heard from Tyler Van just before the break. It was Douglas over Sardis, 35-21, and Boaz over Brewer, 23-19. Class 5A Region 7, Ardmore over Lawrence County, 55-23. Fairview over Priceville, 28-9. And one final we're still waiting on is Wilson and West Limestone. That one just, we want to call it a final, just can't do it quite yet. Class 5A Region 6. Let's go Class 4A Region 8.
Class 4A scores.
All right, Plainview, the big one tonight. Plainview over North Jackson, 35-24. That was Plainview who checks in at number 8 in the Class 4A rankings. Remember, North Jackson dropped out of the 4A rankings after that loss to Madison Academy. It was JP2 over DAR, 44-13. JP2 back-to-back wins. They got by New Hope last week. Madison County 27-0 winners over Westminster Christian Academy. Madison Academy 33-10 winners over New Hope. Class 4A Region 7, Central Florence over East Lawrence 55-32. It is Russellville and Hatton, non-region game. Russellville gets the win 35-26. And Deschler over Brooks, 27-13. Class 4A Region 6, Aniana over White Plains, 36-21. Anniston over Etowah, 48-7. Cherokee County over Hoax Bluff, 24-10. Class 4A Region 5, Hamilton over Good Hope, 28-21. Fultondale over Haleyville, 26-21. And Dora won better than Cordova, 33-32. How about Class 3A?
Class 3A scores.
All right, Geraldine, who checks in at number 6 in the Class 3A poll, 63-0 winners over Brindley Mountain. Fife, who comes in at number 4 in the Class 3A polls, 62-21 winners over Whitesburg Christian Academy. Class 3A Region 7, Mars Hill Bible, your top-ranked team in Class 3A, 56-6 winners over Elkmont. Rogers, 56, Colbert Heights, 28. Colbert County and Clemens, there's plenty of points put up on the board in that one. Last check, it was 62-22. Colbert County will get you a final on that one. Lauderdale County has gone final over Sheffield. Let's see if the scoreboard team has posted that score on the big boards yet. And we're waiting to see that score. We'll get it for you here in just a second. Scoreboard team ready to put that one up on the big board. All right, Class 3A Region 6, Piedmont over JP Pennington, 51-0, and Glencoe over Sachs, 46-6. Class 3A Region 5, Winfield over Oakman, 32-10. Gordo over Vinemont, 13-7. And Phil Campbell over Carbon Hill, 56-12. How about some 2A scores?
Class 2A scores.
All right, Tanner over Decatur Heritage, 46-29. Class 2A Region 7, North Sand Mountain, 57-7 winners over Section. North Sand Mountain checking in at number 8 in the Class 2A polls. Pisgah checking in at number 6 in the 2A polls. They get by Cedar Bluff 38-13. Class 2A Region 6, Coosa Christian over Cold Springs 41-8. We do have some 1A scores.
Class 1A scores.
Hackleburg over Phillips 49-6. Waterloo late last score we have there 38-8 over Vina. And Shoals Christian and Cherokee, that one should be gone final right now. Let's see if scoreboard team has posted a score for that one. Not quite yet, but we'll get you there. And then we have Addison over Meek, 61-22. See, told you we were going to do it. 7-1. We did. Got you what we have, and the scoreboard team still working on plenty of scores tonight here on the Woody Anderson Ford High School Football Scoreboard Show, powered by Lake Guntersville Ace Hardware. Let's delve back in to our Class 4A Region 8. We focused on that one a little bit because there were some big games tonight, last night in that region. The big one in Class 4A Region 8 had 8th-ranked Plainview at home tonight, taking on North Jackson. And we gave you some updates about this one at the half. Nick Price from North Jackson, he is a load to bring down, but Plainview able to do it tonight. They get the win 35-24. More importantly, they stay unbeaten in region play 5-0. Their head coach, Dale Pruitt, kind enough to join us tonight. Coach, congratulations on the hard-fought North Jackson, a very physical ball club, but your club able to do enough, 35-24 tonight.
Appreciate it. They were a tough bunch. They played us hard the whole night, and we were able to hang on and have a really good second half.
What was the key tonight? Because North Jackson came in, they got off to the fast start on the road tonight. How were you guys able to kind of settle down and get everything going?
Well, early in the game, we had a punt snapped over our head that ended up giving them points, and had some turnovers in the first half, and they turned it over some too. Basically, we got to where we were able to run the football. I think we had 306 yards rushing, and that was a big part of especially the second half.
What were you able to do? What adjustments did you make in the second half? How were you able to control and limit their opportunities?
Well, we were moving the ball in the first half, but we laid it on the ground twice. Actually, it looked like drives that were going in to score. And, you don't – it's all about the ball. You lay it on the ground 2 times and a half, you get in trouble.
Well, this win was big for you guys tonight because it does keep you 5-0 in region play. Last year, this win over North Jackson kind of vaulted a late run for you guys in the standings and on the scoreboard. Now you look at what's left, and you have a big one left looming with Madison Academy, and that'll come up in a couple weeks. You got New Hope next, then Madison Academy. But you do keep yourselves in position for a first-round home playoff game, but more importantly, a region title.
Well, you can only control this week, and we just want to go 1-0 this week. If we do that, like we have the last 7, we'll worry about that one when it gets here. But we got to get there because they all count the same. That's why you play the games. You have them upsets. You'll see some tomorrow, Saturday. You see them every Sunday and all that. So, it's all about keeping up, hanging on the football and tackling and being physical.
All right. Well, Dale Pruitt, head coach of the Plainview Bears, kind enough to join us. Coach, congratulations on the win tonight. Best of luck next week. Doesn't get easier. You got to go on the road against a New Hope team that can be stubborn. But it's a road game, and road games are always tough.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, Dale Pruitt, kind enough to spend a couple minutes with us. His Plainview Bears victorious tonight, 5-0 in region play. Again, if you want to circle it, 10-24, October 24th, Madison Academy, Plainview. Plainview will host Madison Academy if Plainview can get by New Hope next week. Madison Academy, you look at what lies ahead for the Mustangs. They have JP2 next week on a Friday night. They'll have to hit the road. They'll be playing that one at Wicks Family Field. So that is what both teams have before that big game on the 24th of October. All right, I tell you what, 10:30, let's get a break in. When we come back, we'll hit the third quarter of the Woody Anderson Ford High School Football Scoreboard Show, powered by Lake Guntersville Ace Hardware.
Lake Guntersville Ace Hardware is your locally owned and operated hardware store. We're not just about numbers, we're about helping neighbors, because our Ace Hardware store is part of your community. we're committed to being the helpful place by offering our customers personal service, quality products, and a convenient shopping experience. As the helpful hardware folks in your neighborhood, we promise that helping you is the most important thing we have to do today. Stop by and visit Lake Guntersville Ace Hardware today, 1536 Blunt Avenue in Guntersville.
Just in time for early fall adventures, what could be better than 0 down on a new Ford? That sounds good to me. Hey folks, Bobby White back again for Woody Anderson Ford. It's football and camping season, and we've got a brand new Ford to take you there. Choose a 2025 STX Crew Cab with a 2.7-liter EcoBoost for just $499 a month. A new F-150 for less than $500 a month. Or choose its electric brother, the F-150 Lightning, just $399 a month. Woody Anderson Ford also has 25 Broncos, Explorers for $499 a month, and Bronco Sport and Escape for only $399 a month. And remember, these leases are 0 down, and they come with 2 years of complimentary maintenance. These are 36-month leases with 0 down, just your first payment due at signing, 0 security deposit, just tax, tag, and title fees, and your good credit. Offer ends October 31st. Now's the time for a Woody Anderson Ford. I'm Bobby White, and we hope to see you soon.
Need tough equipment you can count on? Christopher Equipment has you covered. Whether it's air compressors, trenchers, bucket lifts, concrete tools, generators, skid steers, and more. Serving you with locations in Tullahoma, Shelbyville, Manchester, Fayetteville, and Hazel Green. Christopher Equipment. From job site to backyard, rent or buy, Christopher Equipment delivers the tools you need when you need them. Call 931-455-3900 or visit christopher.equipment today. Christopher Equipment, powering your project. When you call most roofing companies, all you'll hear is, you need a new roof. Not when you call Fleming. At Fleming Roofing and Restoration, we're focused on your needs, whether it's an easy repair or a full roof replacement. Folks around here trusted Fleming since 1965 for all their residential and commercial roofing needs. And as the area's storm damage experts, Fleming knows all the ins and outs of the insurance claims process. Log on FlemingHSV.com to schedule your free estimate today. Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
The AVCA Beach Volleyball Pairs National Championships are back in Huntsville this November. 64 of the nation's top pairs in collegiate beach volleyball are hitting the sand in a weekend packed with big serves, wild rallies, and high-flying action. It's fast, it's fun, and best of all, it's free. You don't want to miss the excitement live, so grab your sunglasses, rally your crew, and join us at John Hunt Park Sand Volleyball Courts from November 7th to the 9th.
You've been paying on that life insurance policy for years, but maybe you don't really need it anymore, or it's gotten a bit too expensive. Well, before you just let it expire, let Neighbors Insurance Solutions share with you some alternatives that you haven't considered. Don't throw away something that still may have great value for you. If you want to learn more about what Neighbors Insurance Solutions can do for you, call 256-763-7693. A death benefit could be a life benefit. Learn more at 256-763-7693.
Your Fox 54 weather.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. Temperatures drop into the low and mid-50s as we head into the overnight early Saturday morning. A mostly sunny sky Saturday afternoon. Temperatures climbing into the mid and upper 70s, dropping into the mid-50s overnight. Another fantastic day as we head into your Sunday, sunshine, and temperatures climbing into the mid and upper 70s.
Your Fox 54 weather, only on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This is David Lloyd, head coach of the Randolph Raiders, and you're listening to the North Alabama High School Football Scoreboard Show on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Now back to the scores.
Welcome back in indeed to the Woody Anderson Ford High School Football Scoreboard Show, powered by Lake Guntersville Ace Hardware. Updating the region standings in Class 5A, Region 7. Fairview gets a win tonight. They're 5-0 now. Priceville 3-1. Russellville 3-1. West Point, East Limestone, they're all in the conversation as well. But right now, it's the Fairview Aggies sitting atop the region standings, 5-0. And their head coach, On the bus, by the way, having to stop. We're going to hopefully this all holds in there. Cell phone, modern technology. But George Redding, kind enough to spend a couple minutes with us here on the Scoreboard Show Hotline. Coach, congratulations. A tough road win tonight at Upstart Priceville.
Hey, guys, thank you for having it. Yeah, we're super proud of the guys. They fought hard, and we were fortunate enough to come out with a win.
It's been a tough week. You have your bye week. And after that bye week on September 26th, your team has really been challenged. Last week, you had that home game with Russellville, a tough physical game. This week, then you have to go on the road at Priceville. What have you liked about your club these last 2 weeks?
I really feel like, their backs have been against the wall last couple of weeks, been really challenged. And so I'm very proud of the way they've responded and just facing that adversity head on. Russell's unbelievable tough opponent, and having them at our place. And, we were fortunate enough to come away with a win there. And then, you don't get any time to rest, and you're back on the bus. You're headed on the road to play a big, physical, tough Priceville team. So just super proud of the guys and how they faced that adversity.
Coach, who kind of stood out to you tonight in the win?
Well, Jake Harper had another really good night. And actually, Jake Harper, our running back, he actually passed tonight. He passed the all-time leading rushing record at Fairview High School, which was previously held by Matt Black. And so what an honor it is for him to do that. And, and the funny thing is, we did a little small presentation at the end around our fans since we were on the road. And the first thing he talked about was with the offensive line up front and the receivers blocking on the edge. So he's a tremendous ball player, but he'll be the first to tell you it takes everybody around him to get it done.
Well, Coach, with the win tonight, you got Sardis next week, non-region game. You got East Limestone to wrap up region play. I believe tonight, if I'm wrong, did it wrap up home field advantage for you in the playoffs?
We think so. I'm one of those. I'm the worst coach in the state for sure that keeps up with everything. I'm so tunnel vision.
Yeah.
We just look towards the next one, and but from what I understand, we think that definitely would have gave us the opportunity to be able to play a playoff at home, which is very exciting in our community, and we take a lot of pride in that.
Well, Coach, congratulations on the win tonight. A big road win at Priceville. Your defense, talk about a defensive effort. Coach, you only give up 9 points tonight.
Yeah, I'm super proud of our defense, they're such a big physical team, and we knew we were going to be challenged up front. Our defense coordinator really challenged us that it's going to be one up front, one way or the other. And I felt like our guys did a good job of taking away the run game early. But, we had some woes in the passing game, which we had that last week against Russellville. So we know we've got some deficiencies there that we've really got to improve on and work on. But the second half, our guys kind of settled in and even, got some stops even in the secondary against their passing game. So I just proud all the way around with our whole team and our whole club. We're continuing to take steps forward, and that's real important.
Well, Coach, congratulations on the win tonight. Best of luck next week. Safe travels back home. Safe travels to Sardis, which whoever made your schedule didn't do you a lot of favors because you got three of your last four are all on the road. So road warriors for the Fairview Aggies.
Yes, sir, road warriors. Yes, we'll be on the road for a while. We did that last year. It's funny because we were on the road for 3 weeks in a row last year. And then now it's on the back half this time. So we know what it's like to be on the road, and it's not easy. So, but we're looking forward to it.
All right. Congratulations on the win tonight, Coach.
Thank you.
All right. George Redding, kind enough to join us, head coach of the Fairview Aggies. Fairview 5-0 in Class 5A Region 7. And if my math is correct, Fairview did indeed lock up at least a first-round playoff game at home, either the 1 seed or the 2 seed, with them now having tiebreakers over Priceville and Russellville in the standings. So Fairview, all they got to do is, if they want the outright region championship, it's got to beat East Limestone on the 24th of October, and they will be your outright region champions there. All right, 256-576-4977. If you got a score we've left off, or if you just want to talk about your game tonight, feel free to do so. We are the Woody Anderson Ford High School Football Scoreboard Show, powered by Lake Guntersville Ace Hardware. It's been a fantastic night for high school football, and we continue to just update these region standings as all of these games have gone final. There's just a couple of them that are just kind of lingering out there that were just, you want to say they're finals, but the clock just hasn't officially ticked down on those yet. All right, let's run down some scores here real fast for you and give you some of these last minute updated standings. I tell you what, let's check back in with our 7A scores.
Class 7A scores.
All right, James Clemens again, winners tonight over Sparkman, 31-24. Florence shuts out Grissom, 43-0. Austin over Bob Jones, 31-7. Huntsville over Albertville, 34-0. And again, here's your up-to-the-minute Class 7A Region 4 standings. Florence and Austin, 4-1. They're atop the standings, followed by Sparkman, Huntsville, and James Clemens. And then Bob Jones 2-3, Albertville 1-4, Grissom 0-5. And again, there's still a lot of football left to be played. Florence still has to play Huntsville. Florence still's got to play Sparkman. So there's a lot of games left to be played in that region. But tonight, if we were putting a cap on it all, Florence, Austin, Sparkman, and James Clemens would be the four right now as of tonight. But the good news is it's not tonight. Still got a couple weeks left there in the region standings. Now, Class 6A Region 8. Let's go 6A.
Class 6A scores.
All right, Class 6A Region 8, Hazel Green over Lee, 48-15. Fort Payne over Gaston City, 30-17. And then Buckhorn over Southside, 21-15. Fort Payne, your leader in the clubhouse. And if you look at what lies ahead for Fort Payne, that was a big win. Big win for Fort Payne that we mentioned. They had only beaten Gaston City one other time in 6 tries. So that was a big win, and that win came last year. So it's back-to-back wins for Chris Elmore and Fort Payne over Gadsden City. Now they have Hazel Green and Lee left. Does Fort Payne? If Hazel Green gets a win next week against Hazel Green, if they knock off Hazel Green, Fort Payne will at least secure a first-round home playoff game if they can get a win next week. And then if they get by Lee, obviously, they would be your outright region champions. But for sure, if they get a win next week, Fort Payne would guarantee them a first-round home playoff game. So after tonight, Fort Payne would be your number 1 seed. Gadsden City would be your number 2 seed. Buckhorn would be your 3 seed, with Southside being your 4 seed. Now, Mae Jemison still has something to say about all of this. Mae Jemison had a non-region game last night against Decatur. They got a win. Mae Jemison does have Buckhorn and Gadsden City left. So Mae Jemison can throw a wrench in all of this. Rico White's team, with a win over Buckhorn and a win over Gadsden City, can still find a way to get into the playoffs in Class 6A Region 8. Now, Class 6A Region 7, things got a little bit interesting tonight. Muscle Shoals and Hartzell. Class 6A Region 7, Muscle Shoals, your winner tonight over Jasper, 34-15. Coleman shuts out Columbia, 39-0. Hartzell over Athens, 28-14. And we mentioned the Decatur Mae Jemison score, non-region game, but Mae Jemison did win 12-7. So what does that set up? Well, it sets up Muscle Shoals and Hartzell. Muscle Shoals and Hartzell. Let's take a look at that one. I want to make sure we get it right. Coming up next week. So next week, Muscle Shoals has a bye week, then they will travel to Hartselle. Hartselle will welcome Muscle Shoals on the 24th of October. Next week, we had Bert Newton on earlier in the show. Next week, Hartselle will travel to Jasper. That is a huge, huge ball game, because if Jasper is able to pull off, I guess you would say, the upset, because Hartselle does come in ranked number 4 in Class 6A. If Jasper is able to pull off the upset, Jasper could sneak in there and get the 2 seed in Class 6A Region 7. Muscle Shoals then, Hartselle still could come back and complicate things if they would go on and knock off Muscle Shoals. But if Hartselle's able to get a win over Jasper next week, Hartselle and Muscle Shoals would be your 1-2 or 2-1 in that region. A win next week by Hartselle over Jasper would guarantee Hartselle a first-round home playoff game. Muscle Shoals has already guaranteed themselves a first-round home playoff game with that win tonight over Jasper. Question is, will the Trojans either be the region champion or be the number 2 seed? All right, let's go Class 5A.
Class 5A scores.
All right, we've got Class 5A. We've got them all in the books tonight. We mentioned what a great ending it was for Boaz in the Brewer game. Remember, last week, Brewer shocked Scottsboro with a win. This week, it came down to 2 minutes left to go. Boaz was up 23-19. Brewer got it in the red zone, and on a 4th down play, the ball was tipped. It rolls incomplete. That's how the game ended. So Brewer falls to 1-3, Boaz 3-1, and then Douglas knocks off Sardis. So Sardis falls to 0-5, still in search of that first region win. Douglas gets a win. They're 1-3. Brewer 1-3. So right now we have got an impressive logjam in Class 5A Region 8. You've got Guntersville 3-1, Arab 3-1, Scottsboro 4-1, and Boaz 3-1 in region play. If you go inside the numbers there, tell you what, let's go inside the numbers and let's find out what Boaz has lying ahead for them. The Pirates and head coach Luke Pruitt, right now, next week, they will travel to Guntersville, and then they will have Arab Will Boaz. So 2 big games for Boaz in the next 2 weeks, at Guntersville and at home with Arab. So Boaz can do a lot for their playoff seedings. That was a huge game tonight for Boaz to get the win over Brewer. Scottsboro closer to inching to that number 1 or number 2 seed. And then Arab, let's take a look at what Arab has left here in the next couple weeks. If you look at them, they are off next week is Arab, and then they will have Scottsboro and Boaz on the 17th and 24th. So 2 big games left there for the Arab Knights. So that Class 5A Region 8, a ways away from being decided, as we've got some monster ball games coming up in the next week or so. All right, tell you what, let's get our final break in. When we come back, we will go 7-1 one more time as we get you all of the finals here on the Woody Anderson Ford High School Football Scoreboard Show, powered by Lake Guntersville Ace Hardware.
Log on today, 977ESPN.com.
Just in time for early fall adventures, what could be better than 0 down on a new Ford? That sounds good to me. Hey folks, Bobby White back again for Woody Anderson Ford. It's football and camping season, and we've got a brand new Ford to take you there. Choose a 2025 STX Crew Cab with a 2.7-liter EcoBoost for just $499 a month. A new F-150 for less than $500 a month. Or choose its electric brother, the F-150 Lightning, just $399 a month. Woody Anderson Ford also has 25 Broncos, Explorers for $499 a month. and Bronco Sport and Escape for only $3.99 a month. And remember, these leases are zero down and they come with 2 years of complimentary maintenance. These are 36-month leases with zero down, just your first payment due at signing, zero security deposit, just tax, tag, and title fees, and your good credit. Offer ends October 31st. Now's the time for a Woody Anderson Ford. I'm Bobby White, and we hope to see you soon.
Lake Guntersville Ace Hardware is your locally owned and operated hardware store. We're not just about numbers, we're about helping neighbors, because our Ace Hardware store is part of your community. We're committed to being the helpful place by offering our customers personal service, quality products, and a convenient shopping experience. As the helpful hardware folks in your neighborhood, we promise that helping you is the most important thing we have to do today. Stop by and visit Lake Guntersville Ace Hardware today, 1536 Blunt Avenue in Guntersville.
Sure, Valley Equipment Rental takes care of the homeowner and his needs, but how about the pros out there? Well, Valley Equipment has the big stuff as well. The equipment you need to get any job done. I'm talking about the big track hoe excavators, from the 30,000-pound mid-size one to the big boy 50,000-pound units. Need a dozer on the job? Well, they've got them up to 105 horsepower, and that's a good-sized machine. Plus, Valley Equipment has more lifts than anyone around. Up to 80-foot booms that reach 56 feet with a 10,000-pound capacity. 2 locations, North and South Parkway. Check them out today.
Specializing in simple and affordable rentals, McCurry Van and Car Rental can make sure you have just the right vehicle for your next family vacation, weekend getaway, or if you just need transportation while your vehicle is being repaired. McCurry carries Ford Transit vans and Mercedes Sprinter vans, trucks and work vans, and more. And they offer discounted rental rates for long-term rentals. Now with 4 locations: Athens, Muscle Shoals, Coleman, and Huntsville. Log on McCurryRentals.com to make your reservation now. That's McCurryRentals.com.
The state's largest orthopedic group is growing to meet the needs of the patients in our community. The Orthopedic Center has long been the most trusted name in orthopedics in North Alabama. So as our area continues on the fast track, so does the need for premier orthopedic care anywhere and anytime you need it. TOC is proud to announce the opening of our new locations in Albertville and Hampton Cove, along with the grand opening of our newest office in Decatur. These clinics will offer the same high-quality orthopedic care you have come to associate with TOC, with the convenience of being closer to home. As a patient, your time is your most precious asset, and we recognize that at TOC. That's why we are also proud to announce the opening of our urgent ortho clinics to handle those bumps and bruises that need prompt attention. These clinics are available to care for acute orthopedic injuries with no appointment necessary. With 38 physicians, 20 centers of excellence, and now more than a dozen locations to serve you, TOC will continue to be the name you turn to for the best orthopedic care at the right time. Visit our website at visittoc.com for more information. TOC, helping you live a better life.
This is Chris Hancock, the head coach of the Madison County Tigers, and you're listening to the North Alabama High School Football Scoreboard Show on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Now back to the scores.
Short time left here on our Woody Anderson Ford High School Football Scoreboard Show. Big thank you to all the coaches that have joined us tonight. A lot of big games. A lot of big games going on in the area tonight. A lot of games that we have gone through, but I tell you what, here's what we're going to do. We're going to give you every score that we have, and we're going to start with Class 1A.
Class 1A scores.
I'm going to work it a little bit different there. 1A scores. Here is what we have so far. Hackleburg over Phillips, 49-6. It was Spring Garden over Galesville, 34-8. Sweetwater over Fruitdale, 46-8. Wadley over Lee Scott, 42-7. Winterboro over Woodland, 60-14. Georgiana over Red Level, 52-24. All right, Addison over Meek, 61-22. Those were our 1A scores. All right, let's get Class 2A.
Class 2A scores.
All right, Class 2A, what we have for you. Red Bay over Tharptown, 53-0. Of course, that coming, a big win there for Red Bay. Decatur Heritage Tanner, that's a non-region game, 46-29. All right, let's go Class 3A.
Class 3A scores.
All right, your Class 3A scores tonight. Class 3A Region 8, Geraldine over Brindley Mountain, 63-0. Fife over Whitesburg Christian Academy, 62-21. Sylvania and Collinsville tonight. Collinsville nips Sylvania 28-26. Heck of a ball game there. Mars Hill Bible, your top-ranked team in Class 3A. They get a win tonight, 56-6. It was Lauderdale County shutting out Sheffield 62-0. It was Rogers over Colbert Heights 56-28. And Colbert County and Clements, let's see here. Last score, that one there is now, it is final in the books. And we can tell you, a lot of points were scored in this ball game between Clements and Colbert County. I want to make sure we get you that final, and it was right there. Anyway, Colbert County, I believe, able to get the win tonight over Clements. Anyway, let's go Class 3A Region 5. Winfield over Oakman, 32-10. Gordo over Vinemont, 13-7. And Phil Campbell over Carbon Hill, 56-12. Let's go 4A.
Class 4A scores.
All right, Class 4A Region 6. White Plains, Aniana over White Plains. Anniston winner. Cherokee County a winner. It was Hamilton a winner over Good Hope in Class 4A Region 5. Fultondale over Haleyville 26-21. Dora over Cordova 33-22. Class 4A Region 7. Central Florence over East Lawrence 55-32. And West Morgan, your third-ranked team, they get a win tonight at home over Danville. Let's go Class 4A Region 8. Plainview over North Jackson, 35-24. JP2 a winner. Madison County a winner. And Madison Academy a winner over New Hope, 33-10 last night. Winners in 5A tonight. Fairview, Ardmore, Jacksonville, and Scottsboro, along with Douglas and Boaz. 6A winners, Muscle Shoals, Coleman, Hardsole. 6A, you had Hazel Green, Fort Payne, and Buckhorn. And in 7A, Sparkman, James Clemens a winner, Florence a winner, Austin a winner, and Huntsville a winner there. All right, big thank you to all the coaches that took time to join us tonight. Big thank you to everybody. Beautiful night for high school football. We're back at it next week for another outstanding week of the Woody Anderson Ford High School Football Scoreboard Show, powered by our very good friends over at Lake Guntersville Ace Hardware. Remember, locally owned Ace Hardware. Get on out there and do a Saturday project.
WZZ